Guys, welcome back to the ASAP Automotive channel, and today we're back at it with part 2 of our little sub-series in our LSTJ Project 6.0, and we're going to be showing you how to wire up your electric fan and run your check engine light for your GM ECM. So stay tuned. Alright guys, so you see this in an earlier video where we put the cooling package in with the radiator and the fan and all that kind of stuff. And now what we're going to do is we need to connect the fan. It's got to have power, it's got to have ground, and it's got to have a way for the ECM to control that. We're running AC, so it's got to kick on at a certain time and then a certain temperature. So what they send you in Novak, and I've already kind of got ours somewhat connected, but I took most of it back off, is this is your connector here coming out of the fan assembly. And what they also send you is a little kit, which this is the male end here, and it routes and it goes. And then what we ended up doing was there's actually an end with a heat shrink butt connector that we connected and added on another piece here. But we just took the ground and simply cleaned up our surfaces and ground it right here on the fender where the washer fluid goes to. So we've got a good ground there, and it's close. You don't want to get too far. You know, when you're running your grounds, you don't want to run them like way to the other side of the engine bay or whatever like that. It's not good. You want to get it as close as possible so it's not, the ground is just as important as the hot side. And I see it so many times come into the shop with issues where people are like chasing after power issues and they don't think about the ground. It's just as important. So we got a good close ground here, and on the other end of this connector, like I said, this is where this whole little distribution block, little fuse setup comes into play here. And this is also from Novak. Remember guys, this is assuming that you got your stuff from Novak. I mean, you could go out and do your own, do whatever, however you want to set it up. That's totally cool. This is what we're doing. So they send you this cute little setup here. It's got your fuses in here for your main power distribution going to your block here with all your fuses and relays, and then it's got out here for your post onto your fans. Now when you get this from Novak, it'll actually have on some of these wires, like this one here, actually at the other end of the wire, it has one of those little white tags like so that say battery power. So what we decided to do, and once again in the name of convenience and keeping everything easy to access and work on, because stuff fails over time, it's going to happen. What I ended up doing is took advantage of this bracket right here. We did end up having to cut this bolt off. What I would recommend is having the nut on when you do that, cut it off and then run it off. That way it's a lot easier to start back on. So we did, you just set it like that, set your nut down in there, which I think is like a 12 millimeter, and then you got like a 4 millimeter Allen head here, and you go ahead and snug this down. You don't have to get stupid with it, don't over tighten it because it's just plastic. Now, that being said, when you get this from Novak, it's already got these on here. It's actually got this in here that we used and cut because it was like, I don't know, another 4 feet or something crazy. And it tells you here to fan positive. And then what it does is we ended up just matching up the length here, cut it, and heat shrinked it in. Alright, so now that you got your ground hooked up for your fan and then your power source here, and you've got that mounted, the other two that connect to this setup here, besides this little wire here, this is your power going to your ECM, or actually goes to your power distribution block here, and that goes through this whole fuse setup and yada yada. This is where your power comes in. So when you get your harness back from Novak, you'll have this end in on here coming out of the ECM. We went ahead and shortened ours. It's actually, they leave the end on here just with a nut on there. It comes with the nuts, and they have it tagged saying ECM power or whatever. So we figured out how long we wanted our wire, just cut it to length, put some heat shrink on it. I went ahead and filled some soldering in there too to give it a better connection. You can actually see in this one here we did the same thing. So kind of gives it a much more solid connection. And it takes any of the possibility of, you know, really corrosion getting in there near as much, because you don't have any air up in there. So this is your power coming in. We haven't run it yet, but you can route it however you want. We're going to run ours directly over to the battery. And then your last thing here is your actual, this is your fan control. Actually, I give you a cute little label here. Come on. Of course it wants to catch. Fan relay control. So you just plug that bad boy right on like that. And just like that, of course, you want to plug your fan back up. Just kind of give you an idea. We snaked ours in around here with the idea of trying to keep it from snagging or catching on anything. You want to look with any of this harness stuff. You always want to make sure you're not laying against anything where it can rub through and make contact and short out. Last thing you want to do is fry an ECM because you're shorting out a wire or something like that. But the biggest thing is just kind of plan it out as you're running before you start cutting any length of the wires. So next thing we're going to show you is how we ran the check engine light. So okay, so remember, our main goal with this here is we're trying to make it look as factory as possible and really unsuspecting. Of course, once you pop the hood or fire this thing up, clearly somebody's going to know there's something else under there. But we didn't want a bunch of hacked up stuff sitting around, so we're trying to make it clean. You're running 2 ECMs. The Jeep one, all your gauges are still going to work after the end of this and everything. Your fuel gauge, your volt gauge, your coolant, your oil pressure. You know, in the earlier video, we showed you the sensors that we plumbed in on the engine. That's why, and we'll show you later on when we get to the Jeep harness, how those are going to tap in. That being said, you still need your check engine light for your Jeep ECM. To know when there's an issue with that. But with the GM one, likewise, you got to have some way of knowing when there's an issue with it, unless you just want to constantly have to hook up a scanner to it to see if there's any codes in it. What they do is they send you, and I just dropped screws out, cute little light. Looks just like this. We've already got ours wired up, but so what it does is it actually, you drill a 1/2-inch hole wherever you want to put it, and it pops through, and it's got these little tangs that pop out and hold it in place. And you can see here it's just simply 2 wires that we, you know, heat shrink with these little soldering connections here. And it doesn't matter which way you wire this up, it still lights up. So it doesn't matter, there's no ground or hot side to it, it's either way. Now one thing that we're probably going to change on this, and we didn't think of until afterwards, we snaked it all through. Let's see if I can get you guys a good shot. I don't know if it's better here. Yeah, if we come in through the camera, I can show you guys. So down here on the right there, that hole right there, let me see. Yeah, right there, yeah. In the firewall, there's a grommet there that we popped out, and that's where we're running our stuff through. We're going to come back and run a grommet in there to keep any of those wires from rubbing or anything. But that's where we snaked our pink and tan wires for the check engine light. And it tells you that it's got one of those little white tags on it when you get it back from Novak. But we snaked it on up over the steering column. Once again, if we were going to pull this column out, we don't have to worry about the wires being in the way. And we decided to put ours over here, so it's kind of down out of the way. We thought about maybe there or here where these 3 switch blanks are. We just decided to go this route. There's nothing behind it, and that panel just comes off with 2 simple screws, and it pops right out. It's easy to get to. But like I said, hindsight, I think we're going to go back and put some kind of little 2-pin connector. Might see if I can rob one off another harness, or maybe the little bullet connectors, to where you can unplug it easy and take that panel off, because right now you're kind of limited, it's kind of stuck there. So what we did is we ran the wires through the panel after we drilled the 1/2-inch hole in it, put the panel back up, brought the wire out, so we had a good maybe 6 inches or so of slack, did our wiring connections there, and then put it back. So you don't want to ever run stuff super taut where it's tight, because you know this Jeep's going off road, it's going to be flexing. You can have issues with wires being pulled and stretched and, you know, pulled out of their sockets or whatever, and that's the last thing you want to do. So make sure you leave plenty of slack in any of the stuff you're dealing with the wiring, for sure. So that'll give you a good idea of how to wire up the fan and the fan relay control and your check engine light. So, all right, guys, so that's a wrap on our little second episode on our little sub-series in this LS swap series on Project 6.0. Going over showing you guys how to wire up your electric fan and wire up your check engine light for the GM ECM. So hope you guys really enjoyed these videos. We love making them for you guys. We have a lot of fun doing this. It is a lot of work, so we do really appreciate all the feedback from you guys and the comments. You know, we got some of you guys that have been helping us along the way with issues we've been hung up with, and man, we so appreciate it. So don't forget to subscribe and like if you hadn't already. You know, turn on the bell for notifications. When we try to post videos at least once a week if we can. Schedules are a little crazy now, but you know, hope you guys enjoyed it. If you're looking for some other how-tos, we do that stuff too, and we're starting to maybe do another series on maybe tool reviews too. So if you want to see a bunch of random crazy stuff, go check out our sister channel, MacGyver's Workshop. We'll show you the link, or put the link down below for you guys. It's my dad's channel. He does a bunch of different stuff. He's like restoring an F-150 now from like start to finish. Does boats, you know, did his whole house on there, just all kind of crazy how-to stuff. Great channel to go check out. So show him some love over there, guys. So, and remember, until next time, guys and gals, stock is not an option.